Ladies and gentlemen, fans, family, and friends, at this time we ask that you please join us as we take time to honor three Scarlet Hawk seniors and their tremendous contributions to the program and to Illinois Tech as a whole. First, a defender from Corvallis, Oregon, number 1, Iona Pettigrew. Iona is escorted by her parents David and Elaine and brother Lachlan. Iona has been a part of the women's lacrosse team for 4 years, currently the longest member of the team. She started her career as an attacker, then switched over to defense and has made a huge impact there. She serves as a captain this year and leads the team with her vibrant energy and dedication. In addition to lacrosse, Iona is part of the Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority and the American Institute of Architecture students. She will be studying abroad this summer in Scotland, leading into her final year of the 5-year architecture program. After graduation next year, she plans on getting a job in the architectural realm and head back out west. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Iona Pettigrew. Next up, a defender from Chicago, Illinois, number 17, Nayeli Samano. Nayeli is escorted by her parents Santos and Sergio. Nayeli picked up lacrosse for the first time last year and has quickly become a very strong defender on the team. She's a very passionate and dedicated athlete and is always bringing a smile to people's faces. Outside of lacrosse, Nayeli is part of the Undocumented Student Alliance, Alpha Psi Lambda, and has done nonprofit work through her Catholic church. Nayeli will be graduating with a bachelor's in business administration with a concentration in marketing analytics. After graduation, she plans on looking for jobs in social media and marketing management or a brand coordinator role. Ladies and gentlemen, number 17, Nayeli Samano. And last, but certainly not least, an attacker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 22, Tony Martinez. Escorted by her parents, Art and Lisa, Tony found her way to Illinois Tech from transferring after her freshman year. Tony came in and immediately made a huge impact all over the field. She has served as a captain on the women's lacrosse team for 2 years now and is an outspoken and caring leader. In just 3 seasons, Tony has tallied 142 goals, 35 assists, 100 ground balls, and 168 caused turnovers. She has received all NAC honors for the last 2 seasons and has received NAC Player of the Week on 2 different occasions. In 2024, she was number 4 in the NAC in goals per game, number 5 in assists per game, and number 6 in draws control per game. In 2025, she's been number 8 in goals per game, number 3 in draw controls per game. Tony will finish her Scarlet Hawk career number 4 in total points, 3rd in goals scored, and 2nd in draw controls in the Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse Record Book in only 3 seasons of play. Outside of lacrosse, Tony is the sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from Stewart Field. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the field or the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, game day staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from Stewart Field. And now let's meet our starting lineups first for the visiting Beloit College Buccaneers. A sophomore defender from Alberta, Canada, number 2, Kylie Wolf. Junior attacker from Gillette, Wyoming, number 3, Zoe Soust. Sophomore midfielder from Matomade, Minnesota, number 4, Julia Fusi. A sophomore midfielder from Middlesex, Vermont, number 5, Willow Meshkuri. A first-year midfielder defender from Somerset, Wisconsin, number 6, Brittany Detch. Senior defender from Denver, Colorado, number 8, Jane Price. First-year midfielder from Edwards, Colorado, number 10, Claire Dixon. Junior attacker from Mobile, Alabama, number 13, Cecilia Johnson. A sophomore goalie from Birch Run, Michigan, number 14, Kim Pylon. Sophomore attacker from New Hope, Minnesota, number 20, Mena Garcia. Senior attacker from Cooper City, Florida, number 22, Haley McNamee. And a sophomore defender from Fort Francis, Ontario, number 26, Kiera Farrington. The Buccaneers are coached by head coach George Kunas in his 4th season, assistant coach Alexis Vogt. And now your starting lineups for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A senior defender from Corvallis, Oregon, number 1, Iona Pettigrew. Sophomore attacker from Tbilisi, Georgia, number 6, Victoria Akurtava. A junior midfielder from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, number 10, Izzy Niebler. A first-year midfielder from Evansville, Indiana, number 11, Ava Roll. A junior defender midfielder from Parker, Colorado, number 12, Ellie Post. A first-year defender from Phoenix, Arizona, number 13, Ellie Whiteco. A graduate student midfielder from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 14, Kelly Hitchcock. A first-year attacker from Dallas, Texas, number 15, Jenny Park. Senior defender from Chicago, Illinois, number 17, Nayeli Samano. A junior goalkeeper from Downers Grove, Illinois, number 20, Samantha Gargiulo. A senior attacker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 22, and Tony Martinez. And a first-year midfielder defender from Wakanda, Illinois, number 23, Elise Wershan. The Scarlet Hawks are led by head coach Emily Wisoki in her 2nd season, assistant coach Shayna Hecht. And now would all fans please rise if you're able as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem. Caitlin. Thank you. And good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome into Stewart Field on the campus of the Illinois Institute of Technology, where this evening we have a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference women's lacrosse matchup between the visiting Beloit College Buccaneers and the host Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Hello, everyone. This is Eric Beloit, the Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech Athletics. I'm going to be bringing you the call for tonight's women's lacrosse matchup. Quick status here. Illinois Tech comes in with a record of 3-11 overall, 1-5 in conference play. Beloit College 0-11 and 0-6 in NAC play. So the Buccaneers looking for their first victory of the season. It's been a tough go. And Illinois Tech trying to pick up their second conference victory of the season and fourth overall. And Illinois Tech and Kelly Hitchcock win the draw. As we're underway here at Stewart Field, Illinois Tech in their home white with red shorts, red numerals with black trim. Beloit College with their traveling blues with yellow shorts, white numerals with gold trim. They'll be going left to right to start things off, Beloit, from your vantage point, and Illinois Tech will be going right to left. Still Illinois Tech ball as we're underway here at Stewart Field. Tony Martinez, one of the three seniors recognized before today's game as senior night here at Illinois Tech. Tony Martinez, Iona Pettigrew, number 1. And that pass inside to Hitchcock, shoots and scores. I believe that was Ava Roll on the assist, so 14 from 11. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 14, Kelly Hitchcock. Assist number 11, Ava Roll. So Illinois Tech with the early 1-0 lead. The feed from Roll into Hitchcock. She had to elude a defender, duck underneath a defender there. And she was able to put that one in the net for an early 1-0 lead. Again, the Illinois Tech seniors, Tony Martinez, 22. Iona Pettigrew, number 1. And then Nayeli Samano, number 17. As Kelly Hitchcock wins another draw for the Scarlet Hawks. She's done well in her return to women's lacrosse action. She's just going to stop and tie her shoe, as Kelly will do. And she'll join the fray, although that pass goes out, and that's going to be a turnover by Illinois Tech, so that'll be a Beloit possession as they'll look to get things started. And they'll hand it off to goalkeeper Kim Pylon. Pylon with the chuck up field, missing connection there. I think the intended recipient was Cecilia Johnson, but that one went wide. However, it is picked up. I think that's Jane Price on the pickup for the Buccaneers. As Beloit tries to get it clear, we got some contact there. As looks like Ellie Whiteco is going to get a green card here. So Ellie Whiteco coming off. So it was a cross check and a 1 minute green card there for Whiteco at 13:08. So it'll be Beloit ball. They're still looking to complete the clear. And that ball goes out of bounds. And it'll be Beloit ball, and they do eventually get the clear. Up top, Julia Fusi. And now Claire Dixon. Dixon holds and bounces that pass over to Haley McNamee. Now behind the net, circling Mina Garcia. She'll peel out of there and hand it back up to Julia Fusi. Fusi now looking for an opening. She'll peel it back. Hands it off to Dixon. Dixon drops, but she's able to recover as she's being trailed there by Nayeli Samano. Samano doing a good job pestering Dixon there. That ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Illinois Tech ball. So good job defensively by one of the seniors recognized today, Nayeli Samano, who has really improved year over year. Just a tremendous improvement, picking up lacrosse for the first time last season, and then just improving her defensive effort. Tony Martinez trying to get the clear. She's being hassled from behind. Is she going to make it? She does, as she gets inside the attack zone, and then she'll slow things down, wait for her teammates to catch up. Here's Ellie Post on the near side. Now Ava Roll, Kelly Hitchcock as they'll work it around the near side perimeter. Back up to Victoria Akurtava. And now Martinez up high. Here's Hitchcock. She's looking for a cut. Gets in there, and then she'll peel back out. It looked like a good defensive close by Beloit, but it's going to be a shooting space violation, and Kelly Hitchcock will have a free position attempt here with 11:08 to go in the first quarter, right at the top of the arc. Actually, no, they're going to move her over a little bit. Get her lined up. So Hitchcock with a free position attempt. And right from behind, good defensive effort. And that'll be Beloit ball. I believe that was Jane Price with the caused turnover there. So nice job by Price. And now Pylon just lofts that one high. Again, the intended recipient was Cecilia Johnson. Let's see who's going to come up with it. Here's McNamee. She's knocked down. That's going to be a foul on Illinois Tech. So it'll be Beloit ball as they look for their second offensive possession here and second clear attempt. Here's McNamee going to wind around and pass it up front to Fusi. Fusi's connection is knocked away by Elise Wershawn. Wershawn gets the ground ball. The caused turnover and the ground ball there for Elise Wershawn, and she brings it into the offensive zone. Hacked from behind there by Natasha Ludwig, but no damage done. Now that pass is going to go just over the restraining line, knocked back in by Akurtava. And the Hawks are able to regroup. 67 seconds on the shot clock. Hitchcock's pass, however, was picked off. Turnover by 14, and 10 on the recovery is Claire Dixon. Gets the turnover. Now pass picked off by Ava Roll. She's battling for it. Who's going to come up with it? Beloit is able to recover. And again, that's Natasha Ludwig once more. And she's going to carry the mail upstream here. Pass, oh, that goes off the heel of Johnson, bounces back to Ludwig. And she was kind of an area pass there, but no one home. And then picking up the loose change was Izzy Niebler, who gets it back out to Tony Martinez. So a failed clear attempt for Beloit. And now a successful clear for Illinois Tech as they bring it into the attack zone. Tony Martinez having a rough ride over there. Beloit doing a good job, though. Almost halfway into this first quarter, they've held Illinois Tech to just that lone goal. And then the free position attempt by Hitchcock was denied by Jane Price. Here's Akurtava sneaking through. Bounce shot and a save made. Pylon getting a piece of that one. Good idea by Akatava going low that time. And a save by Pylon. Shot clock reset to 60. Akatava will take it at the top of the arc. She lofts it into roll. Bounce shot, another save by Pylon. And then we get a scrum for the ball there. It's going to be Beloit ball. And that pass is thrown over along the near sideline, but it's going to go out of bounds, so that's going to be a turnover on Pylon. That's probably Pylon's done a good job in net, but she's kind of struggled with the releases. And there's a goal as she came out to challenge Martinez, and Martinez was able to tuck that one past Pylon for the goal. And the Hawks are up 2-0. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, unassisted. So 2-0 lead for Illinois Tech. Goals by Hitchcock and Martinez have the Hawks out front with 7:40 to go here in this first quarter. Another draw control victory for Kelly Hitchcock and the Hawks. And she'll get it over to Jenny Park on the far side. Park, she'll take it below the goal line, then move her way up, looking for the pass into roll. She does, shoots. And Pylon might have got a piece of it. It'll maintain Illinois Tech possession, but Pylon's had 3 big saves here in the early going. Now Roll gets it back. You can see the strategy, though. Roll also went low, as did Akurtava on their shots. And Tony Martinez did as well. Martinez's shot was not low. That was high. She's going to look for the wraparound. Martinez working in, shooting. And a save made by Pylon, but we have a penalty here. Flag is out by the official. We'll see. Officials are talking it over. There's a yellow card. And that is on. Trying to get the license plate of who that's on. No one's coming over. Now it's 26. And that'll be Kiera Farrington. We'll see what the call is. So dangerous check into the head, and that'll result in a free position for Tony Martinez on the player up. She's waiting for the green light. Martinez slingshot and a save made by Pylon. And what are they going to say? They had a... So it'll be Illinois Tech ball. They'll take possession below the goal line. Player up situation here for the Scarlet Hawks for the next couple minutes, as they'll try and get a tally on the board on that yellow card to Farrington. Here's Roll with the shot, and that one steered aside by Pylon. Now Jenny Park picks it up, feeds it inside to Hitchcock, goes high, and another save by Pylon. Only 14 in blue, standing tall in net there. Several key saves, keeping this a tight ball game here in this first quarter. Now upfield they go. That's Janelle Quast. And we got a whistle. And we're going to get card of some sort, a green card on Nayeli Samano. All right, so they're going to reset full 90. Cross check on Samano. Green card for next minute till 4:31. And Beloit unable to get the successful clear, as that's a turnover by Quast, stolen by Hitchcock. It is an even strength situation, though, because Farrington is still off for the yellow card, so each team playing even here for the moment. Here's Park. Park looking for an outlet, and then she'll just hand it over to Akertava, who sees Hitchcock to her left, and that's where she goes with it. And looks like an offsides violation on Illinois Tech. Ellie Post will come over to the penalty area. Green card on Post. So now it is a player up scenario for Beloit with Post and Samano off in the penalty area. And Farrington there. They reset the clock. And here we go. See if Beloit can get it clear. They'll hand it back to Pylon, who's been a little bit of an adventure. And that pass goes high, and that's going to go out of bounds. So again, she's been very solid with the saves, but just hasn't been able to make any headway with transition to get the Buccaneers on offense. Now, part of that is she's got to have people to throw to. Both Samano and Farrington are back on the field, so it's a one-player-up scenario for Beloit. Illinois Tech has the ball, however, as Ellie Post serves out the remainder of her green card. Here's Park up high. Lofts it to Hitchcock on the near side. Back to Park. Akertava will set the screen and then cut way in. She'll work her way around, but then she's immediately closed off. Good defense there by the Buccaneers. Ava Roll will take the ball. 51 seconds remaining. And now the green card is over for Post. Both teams are back at full strength. Here's Weirshon on the far side. Weirshon looks behind and then goes to Roll. Roll feeding it into Post, who just came back from the green card, and lofts it in to Akertava, who loses the handle. She was getting ready to go switch hands, go low. Now Weirshon battling for it, and she picks up the loose change. Good job by Elise Weirshon. Weirshon slowly creeping up the leaderboard for Illinois Tech as far as ground balls. Each game she's continued to impress in that area. And now there's a turnover, but the Hawks and Ava Roll recover. 67 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Martinez working her way around. Bounce shot, score! Illinois Tech goal, her second of the match, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. Assist number 11, Ava Roll. Timeout Beloit. This is a Beloit timeout. And we'll take it with them. It's Illinois Tech 3. Beloit nothing. You're watching Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at Stewart Field, where the Scarlet Hawks have carved out a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. Pair of goals by Tony Martinez, and then the opening goal by Kelly Hitchcock. Pair of assists for Ava Roll. And we're going to go to the circle. It'll be Hitchcock taking the draw control once more. And heading out to join her in the circle from Beloit will be number 4, Julia Fusi. Hawks are 3-0 on draw controls. I think all 3 went to Hitchcock. So she takes the draw, she wins the draw. 2:58 to go here in the opening quarter. 3-0 Illinois Tech. Now Fusi and Hitchcock will get lined up in the circle. And the draw coming here shortly. There goes the whistle, and it's Tony Martinez who'll take the draw. All 4 draws, 1 by Illinois Tech, 1 by Martinez, 3 by Hitchcock. As the Hawks will set up on offense once more. Here's Hitchcock. She'll take it up high. Feeding it into Martinez, who breaks free, but then she's quickly closed on. She gets another attempt at it, and she scores. That'll be unassisted. She had to work a little hard on that one, but still another goal for Martinez. She's got 3. Illinois Tech goal, her 3rd of the match, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, unassisted. So now a 4-0 lead for Illinois Tech, and again, draw controls very important in lacrosse. In Illinois Tech, looking to go 5-0 on draws as Hitchcock is able to claim that ball. So Illinois Tech wins another draw as she hands it off to Martinez, does Hitchcock. Now back to Hitchcock. They'll set it up on the near side. Up high, Ellie post. Now Jenny Park weaving her way in, tries to get a shot up, bounce shot, scores! Jenny Park with the goal. And it's 5-0 lead for Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech goal, scored by number 15, Jenny Park. Unassisted. So 5-0 lead for Illinois Tech. 3 goals for Martinez, 1 for Jenny Park, and 1 for Kelly Hitchcock. Kelly Hitchcock with another draw control. And that time Beloit wins it. Nice job done there by Willow Meshkuri as she gets it into the attack zone. So draw control victory for Beloit and Meshkuri. Over to Dixon. Dixon can't claim the ball, and Ellie Post picks up the ball and immediately moves it ahead to Tony Martinez, who's being tracked from behind. Martinez now 2 defenders around her. She makes her way into the attack zone, stops, spins, hands it off to Park. Pass in from Park, trying to get it into Hitchcock. Ball is still loose. She eventually gets it, but Beloit had initially knocked away that pass attempt from Park. And now the pass into Ava Roll, tries to backhand it on net. Kind of sort of like a backhand shovel attempt, but Pylon was keen to that action. But then her pass, trying to get it over to the far side, goes out of bounds. Again, the intended recipient was Jane Price, but just too high. So Pylon can work on that transition game and just settle it down for a little bit. She's in a hurry to get that ball loose, and she's had some turnovers here. She's done very well in net. She's had some big saves here in this first quarter, which is winding down as the Hawks will kind of take the air out of the ball here. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Here's Post. Post can't gather that one up. It's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be, you're going to say it's Beloit ball. So a turnover by Post. And then we're going to get a foul, I think, on Illinois Tech. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll take the break. Illinois Tech 5, Beloit 0. You're watching Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at Stewart Field, Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse holds a 5-0 lead over the Beloit College Buccaneers. It'll be Beloit's ball. And bringing it into the zone is Julia Fusi. So Fusi inside the zone for Beloit as they look to get on the board for the first time here. She hands it off over to Zoe Soust. And then behind the net they go to Mena Garcia. Garcia looking inside, but doing a good job there is Wershawn keeping that stick cross high, preventing the pass. Now near side, Claire Dixon. Dixon trying to work around a pair of defenders. She does, but Ellie Post pushes her back to the perimeter. Good job by Post to recover and pursue Dixon. Now Fusi. Fusi gets by and a shot, and that gets in. Fusi gets the goal past Gargiulo. She probably want to have that one back, but Fusi gets the goal. Beloit goal scored by number 4, Julia Fusi, unassisted. So Fusi with the goal. Now she'll come off as she gets the Buccaneers on the board, and it's 5-1, Illinois Tech on top. Fusi with the goal. If I'm not mistaken, I think Fusi is the team leader in goals for the Buccaneers. We'll take a look at that real quick. Yeah, Fusi leads the team with 8 goals and 1 assist, so now she's have her 9th goal as Hitchcock wins another draw control. Illinois Tech with possession, trying to feed it in to Anastasia Nahirna. She was inside, but then peeled it back and got it to Weirshon. Park loses it. Trying to gain that ball. And eventually it's Ellie Post who gets it back, but they're going to give it to Beloit. So a turnover there, as I believe that was Willow Mashkuri who caused the turnover on Jenny Park. And now the pass inside the zone. There's Zoe Zeus. Zeus swinging it over to the far side. Bounces the pass back up to Dixon. Dixon will hold. Back to Zeus. Zeus pass intercepted by Niebler, and then she's able to control. So Izzy Niebler anticipated that pass and stepped in front and grabbed it. Nice job by Niebler. And now they get Elise Weirshon going, and she'll get the clear for the Hawks. Feeding it over to Eliza Barron. Barron. She'll work from behind the net now. Barron looking for an outlet. She'll slow things down. And now finds Victoria Yancheva. And now Ava Roll. Pass up high to Weirshon. She's able to bring it back down. Here's Martinez. And now Hitchcock from behind. Looking for a cut. There comes Weirshon. Pass makes its way into her, but she kind of peeled away, and she takes it back out of the circle. Now back into Hitchcock. Oh, nice move. Bounce shot and a save made by Pylon. But Hitchcock gets the ground ball and gets it to Barron. Barron, a high pass to Martinez, who's able to find it. Martinez, double team, triple team, lofts it up high, tries to get it to Hitchcock. Ball thrown down, Martinez gets it back. Now the pass that might come outside the restraining zone. Oh, and now we're going to get a holding call. We could have had an offsides too. As Post went in, Nahirna went out, and then Nahirna went back in. We got a green card and a holding call on Natasha Ludwig at 11:16. So it'll be a player-up scenario here for Illinois Tech. Here's Ellie Post to roll. Barron tries to get it into Weirshon, and they're going to give possession to Beloit. $11 minutes to go in the second quarter, 5-1 lead for Illinois Tech. Bring that ball up as Jane Price. And we're going to get a yellow card on Kelly Hitchcock. It'll be a green card for the cross-check. So Hitchcock will go off, and now both teams be at even strength here. They'll reset the clock for Beloit. Here's Price. Missed connection there, trying to get it over to Mashkuri, but Ellie Post was there to pick up the ball. Post coming in, bounce shot, score! Ellie Post with another goal. As she gets the turnover, gets the ground ball, and gets the goal, and the Hawks lead 6-1. There is she. Illinois Tech goal, scored by number 12, Ellie Post, unassisted. So Ellie Post getting the turnover, getting the ground ball, and then just sort of going coast to coast and puts it past Pylon for the goal. For Post, that's her third goal in the last 4 matches. She's come on here towards the tail end of the season. The other players really picked up confidence as she took up lacrosse over the last couple years and has really picked up her game, especially as this season has gone on. She's done a great job with ground balls, defending, and now the offensive game coming together as well for Ellie Post. 6-1 lead for Illinois Tech. Here's Post up high. Post, former player on the Illinois Tech women's soccer team. She also runs cross country in the fall. She transitioned from soccer to cross country and then added women's lacrosse. So a 2-season athlete is Ellie Post. Post trying to get another ground ball. She does. And then she tries to hand it off to Martinez, but that one goes over the back line. Let's see what they're going to call here as Hitchcock is back on the field. And it looks like a shooting space violation. So Ellie Post will get a free position shot here with a chance to get her first 2-goal game. Let's see what Post does here. And she scores! Ellie Post with the free position goal. And the Hawks lead 7-1. Illinois Tech goal, her second of the match, scored by number 12, Ellie Post on the free position. So now a 7-1 lead for Illinois Tech, 9:13 to go here in the second quarter. Pair of goals for Ellie Post. 3 goals for Tony Martinez, and then solo tallies for Kelly Hitchcock, who had the game's opening goal, and then Jenny Park. Here's Hitchcock with another draw control victory, and then there's going to be a yellow card. So hit to the head area there, and a yellow card assessed to Ludwig. Referee keeps looking up here for the clock, but that's down there. Field level, here's Ellie Post. Player up situation for Illinois Tech for the next 2 minutes. As Wearshawn will take it on that near side. Feeds Akurtava. Now Nahirna. Back to Post. Yancheva. Tori Yancheva in there now. Post, Nahirna, back to Akurtava. Now we get some movement from the Hawks as Martinez works through the fan. Ball temporarily lost but picked up by the Hawks. Now Yancheva lofts it into Hitchcock. Shot and a save made by Pylon. Nice pass from Yancheva and a good shot by Hitchcock. She's had a few attempts there, but Pylon has come up strong and denied Kelly Hitchcock on a few occasions, including on a free position attempt. Illinois Tech ball, however, they get the full 90 on the shot clock with 8:14 to go. Akurtava looked towards Hitchcock, but didn't find what she wanted. Now we hear a whistle. I didn't see what the call was, but it'll be Beloit ball. Making her way up the near sideline is Brittany Detch. Detch over midfield. And tosses it in. Are they going to get the clear? No. As it goes out of bounds, and who's going to get possession? It'll be Illinois Tech ball, so unsuccessful clear. They were close. They weren't able to seal the deal just inside that restraining line. Now the Hawks having some struggles as Isa Leatherwood battling for the ball. She'll maintain possession for the Hawks. Leatherwood trying to work her way upfield. They're going to say she stepped out of bounds, so that'll be a turnover for Leatherwood. And it'll be Beloit ball. Beloit inside the attack zone. Fusi, who has the lone goal for the Buccaneers, looking to get another shot off, and that time she tried to go up high, and Samantha Gargiulo closed the door there, and now we got another whistle. Lots of whistles in this game. They're going to say it's an offsides call. And that'll be a green card on Victoria Akurtava. So offsides on Akurtava at 6:39. Player up for Beloit. As they'll look to get their second goal with the player up situation. Here's Garcia. Garcia will slow walk it below the goal line and look to set up shop. Now back over to McNamee. Back underneath to Garcia. She's being forced wide there from Iona Pettigrew. Nice job defensively by Pettigrew, is picking up the aggression there. Goes out of bounds, but it'll maintain Beloit possession. And now Ludwig. Ludwig getting through. Ludwig with the shot. And a save made by Gargiulo. So Ludwig got free, was able to get a shot off. Didn't have a whole lot on it, but enough to at least put it on net. And now Gargiulo finds Iona Pettigrew. Let's see if she pushes it upfield. No, she tried to get it over to Jenny Park. Missed connection there, but picking up the loose change nicely was Nahirna for the clear. So Anastasia Nahirna with the ground ball and getting the clear for Illinois Tech. As now Hitchcock will set it up from the near side and work it towards the middle. Gets it to Akurtava, to Niebler. Niebler up front now. Niebler working around. And we're going to get a cross check there. And another card, so it's a green card. And this will be on number 9. That's Sophia Dietz. So Dietz with the cross check. Green card with 4:55 to go. Illinois Tech possession. Niebler. Niebler gets it over to Hitchcock. 7-1 Illinois Tech with 4:50 remaining in quarter number 2. Post to Park. Now far side over to Nahirna. Martinez. Martinez feeding it into Niebler. She wasn't able to corral that one. And that's going to be Beloit ball. And Martinez in pursuit of Fusi. Fusi's going to take it wide and trying to work her way into the attack zone. She launches that one. It's a turnover by Fusi, picked up by Pettigrew, and now she's going to look to make the clear. Here's Iona Pettigrew once she gets going. Good speed for Pettigrew, trying to get a goal on senior day, and she's pushed wide. Looking for the wraparound. She loses possession, but it's picked up by Park. Pettigrew wanted that senior day goal, but she just wasn't able to get around and get a clear shot off, and now she's shaking her hand is Pettigrew. And now we get another whistle. And a violation on Illinois Tech. So an unfulfilled possession for Illinois Tech after Pettigrew got the clear. Now we got another whistle. And what do we have now? Cross check on Ellie Post. So she'll go to the penalty area. 3:17 is the time. We're waiting for the restart from the official. Here we go. Into the zone goes Janelle Quast. Quast brings it in. That's a clear for Beloit. Quast finds Garcia. Now Fusi. Fusi to Dixon. Check that was Ludwig. McNamee back up high to Fusi. Fusi getting around one defender, but Niebler knocks it down. Who's going to get the loose ball? And Fusi gets her own ball. But a good job by Niebler. A feed into the cutting McNamee. She wasn't able to corral it, however. And now Beloit will reset. Post getting ready to come out from the green card. Oh, that one just swatted down by Cecilia Johnson. But Gargiulo able to track that ball down, and now she's looking for an outlet. She finds Izzy Niebler. Niebler pushes it upfield to Hitchcock. Hitchcock knocks it down, tries to work along that near sideline. And we're going to get a cross check here. I feel like we're in a men's lacrosse game now with all the cards going out here. So another card. And this time coming over will be Kylie Wolf. A green card for Wolf and Beloit, and another player up scenario, this time for the Scarlet Hawks with 2:06 to go in quarter number 2. Hawks on top 7-1. Hitchcock now. Hawks working it in. And I believe that was Paige McInerney. Tried to work that in. She lost possession. Turnover, it'll be Beloit ball. And now Jenny Park heading off to the sideline. Clock is stopped at 1:47. Never a good sign when the official's looking at the rules or whatever that is down at the table. But at least I want to get it right. So now the officials are conferring. Official is coming back over. We have a green card coming out. I guess it was a green card on Park, so I missed that. So Park with the green card at 1:47. Hawks and Ellie Post intercept. Post will work her way into the attack zone. And she'll slow it down. The Hawks might be even up here. Here's Nahirna. Now to Eliza Barron. Barron drops it, picks it back up. Hands it over to Post. Post to Martinez. Martinez into Hitchcock. Quick score! No sooner did Martinez pass make it into the stick of Hitchcock, and she fired it into the net. And we got a goal for the Scarlet Hawks. Kelly Hitchcock assisted by Tony Martinez. Illinois Tech goal, or second of the match, scored by number 14, Kelly Hitchcock. Assist number 22, Tony Martinez. So that was a player down goal as Jenny Park was still serving her green card. So we'll go to the circle for Hitchcock once more. He's been very effective on the draw controls in this match. Hawks have only lost one draw. Ball swatted up, and Hitchcock is going to get possession. So another draw control victory for the Hawks and Hitchcock. As she'll spin around on that far side, hands it to Barron. We're under a minute to play here in the second quarter. 8-1 lead, Illinois Tech. Hitchcock to Nahirna. Now to post. 35 seconds remaining. Weirshon to Barron, now to Martinez. 25 seconds on the clock. He'll loft it up high to Nahirna. She'll pull it in. Now finds Post. Here's Ellie Post. Working her way around a pair of defenders. Loses the handle, but it's picked up by the Hawks. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Beloit possession with 8 seconds remaining, and Beloit pretty much is going to run the clock out here as Martinez will apply pressure. And a horn will sound. We'll go to halftime with Illinois Tech leading the score 8-1. Halftime score, Illinois Tech 8 and Beloit 1. So we'll take a break here for halftime. Illinois Tech leading 8-1 over Beloit. You're watching Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen, in that first half, Kelly Hitchcock had 7 draw controls. She now has 300 for her career. 300 draw controls for Kelly Hitchcock. Congratulations, Kelly. Welcome back to Stewart Field. It's an 8-1 lead for Illinois Tech women's lacrosse over Beloit College, the Buccaneers. 3 goals for Tony Martinez. 2 goals for Kelly Hitchcock, 2 goals for Ellie Post, and solo tallies for Jenny Park. Yeah, that would be correct. Solo tally for Jenny Park, and that's where we're at. 8-1 Illinois Tech. Lone goal for the Buccaneers. Julia Fusi, her 10th goal of the season. Here on senior night for Illinois Tech women's lacrosse, Tony Martinez, Iona Pettigrew, and Nayeli Samano honored before the game, along with their families. Her senior day walkout. Always a special moment. Hitchcock back in the circle, looking for 301. Mind you, she's only played a handful of games here during the 2026 season, and she played not last year, but the 2 years prior, so that's 300 draw controls in a little under 3 seasons of play for Hitchcock, who's a standout player on the Illinois Tech women's soccer team and suffered a knee injury in her senior year, missed her senior year of soccer, and then didn't play lacrosse last year either. Healed up and just had a great season as a graduate student in her final season of soccer, and then decided she'll have one more season of lacrosse. So Kelly Hitchcock, probably one of maybe a couple top-tier 2-sport athletes for Illinois Tech athletics. You probably throw Amelia Mosman in that conversation with track and field and soccer. But Hitchcock played at a high level in both of these sports, as did Mosman. Illinois Tech with possession. There's Izzy Niebler. The Hawks are going left to right to start things off here. Oh, right up front. Oh, and a shot. Did she say that? It might have hit the post. That's a point-blank shot. What a feed by Martinez. You can hear the wind picking up. Martinez fed that one right into Hitchcock. Point-blank. I'm not sure if she hit the post or if Pylon made a save on Hitchcock again. She's made a few. As carrying the mail here is Ludwig. Ludwig trying to work her way through, and now Pettigrew. And Pettigrew's going to get the cross-check call. Green card being issued for Iona Pettigrew. No. They called it off. He had a card out, but oh, it's free position shot for Ludwig. Ludwig with the shot and scores. So Natasha Ludwig on the free position for Beloit cuts into the Hawks deficit, or their deficit. They trail now 8-2. Beloit College goal scored by number 12, Natasha Ludwig on the free position. So Ludwig gets the goal. Let's see for Ludwig. That's her first goal of the season. She's only played in 5 games. This is her 6th game. And Ludwig gets the goal. So first goal of the season for Ludwig, and Beloit trails 8-2. Back into the circle with Fusi and Hitchcock for the draw. That one hangs up there a while. Knocked down, and Fusi's able to get it back from Ludwig. Nice job by Beloit. Draw control victory for the Buccaneers. Akurtava had knocked that one out. Pettigrew battling for it, 50-50 ball, and eventually picked up by Mina Garcia. Here's Fusi. Fusi back to Ludwig. And now McNamee. Haley McNamee. Back to Fusi. Fusi up high. Got Aislinn McManus in the lineup now for Illinois Tech. Samano defending, Fusi, and so it's going to be another free position attempt, I believe, for Beloit. And it will be Cecilia Johnson with the free position. So 2 free positions in a row here for Beloit as they look to cut into lead. Shot and a save made by Gargiulo. So that time Johnson tried to fire that one past Gargiulo, but she was able to snare that. And now the pass forward to Hitchcock, hops out of her cross and back in. Kelly Hitchcock working her way over to the near side, and we're going to get another stoppage of play. And this time we get a green card. Green card being assessed to McNamee. So McNamee with the green card. At 11:18, player up for Illinois Tech for the next minute. As they look to get the clear. Here's Hitchcock. She'll go through the circle. Hitchcock works around a couple defenders and under the restraining line for the clear. Kelly Hitchcock. Akurtava to post. Near side, Tony Martinez. Feeding it in to Barron, and then ball picked up by Akurtava. Now post. She's immediately sealed off by a pair of Buccaneer defenders. Barron will pick up the ground ball. Hand it back to Post. Post lofts it into Martinez. Can't corral the initial pass. Ball is loose. Who's going to come up with it? And it looks like Fusi and the Buccaneers will on the turnover. Back over to Pylon they go. Now let's see where Pylon goes with this one and how quick she looks for an outlet. See if she slows it down a little bit this time. This time she does have an opening and she feeds it to Fusi. That's a good place to go if you're Beloit. Your top player in Fusi. Beloit looking for the clear. They feed it in. It might roll out of bounds before they get it, and it will. They almost had that clear, but Cecilia Johnson unable to corral it. The ball goes out of bounds on the far side. Pettigrew will put it in play for the Hawks. 8-2. Illinois Tech on top. The only goal scored so far here in this second half was from Natasha Ludwig on a free position shot for Beloit. That ball rolling as Hitchcock is able to keep it in just before it rolled out of bounds on the far side. Hitchcock to Niebler. Niebler, she'll work behind the net. And they're going to say it's Beloit ball as her numerals say Claire Dixon knocked the ball free. So a turnover by Niebler. Now they get it to Pylon. And she'll look for an outlet again. That's sort of an area pass. Post tried to grab it, but she overran it. And then it's picked up by Cecilia Johnson, who cuts through the circle and drops it back over to Willow Meshkuri. Meshkuri loses the handle, tries to pick it back up, and she does, and it's a clear for Beloit. Now Meshkuri. Meshkuri moving over towards the near side. Meshkuri cuts back into the middle, looking for a chance. A shot. And that was saved at the feet of Gargiulo. She didn't see where it was at first, but then she was eventually able to locate the ball. And now she'll push it forward to the outlet, has Izzy Niebler. And Niebler is was able to grab it at one point. Wasn't able to hold on to it. 50-50 ball, who's going to get it? And they're probably going to get a penalty there on Martinez. So it'll be Beloit ball. A wild sequence there, but Beloit eventually able to come up with possession. And now the pass by Chrissy Niesel was deflected by the Hawks, and now they'll take possession. Eliza Barron. Barron moving up along the near side. She'll get it inside the zone. Barron inside the attack zone, peels it back, finds Martinez. Niebler up high. To post. Ellie post to Akertava. Now Park. Park back to Martinez. Feeding it inside to Nahirna. Shot, score! Anastasia Nahirna on the feed from Tony Martinez. And Nahirna has a goal. Illinois Tech goal! Scored by number 7, Anastasia Nahirna. Assist number 22, Tony Martinez. And Nahirna is overly excited, as you would imagine. That might be her first tally of the season. I'll look for that. Hawks now have a 9-2 lead. That was a pretty setup by Martinez, but an even better goal there by Nahirna, able to take that pass and then fire it past Pylon for the goal. The Hawks back up by 7, 9-2. That's the first career goal for Anastasia Nahirna. And Beloit comes right down and answers. And a score by Willow Meshkuri as Beloit gets that goal right back. Beloit goal scored by number 5, Willow Meshkuri, unassisted. So now Martinez will move to the circle. She'll square off there against Meshkuri. I believe that's Meshkuri. Tony gets that one high, and she's able to get her draw. So Martinez wins the draw control. And she'll work it inside the attack zone over to Barron. Eliza Barron. Barron pushing it ahead. Top of the arc. Now she's pushed back out. Hands it to Akertava. They'll trade places. Now Nahirna, who just scored her first career goal, lobs it to Wershawn. Elise Wershawn. Back to Nahirna. Ava Roll coming back on as Ellie Whiteco checks out. Martinez behind the net, feeding it into Wershawn. Lost the handle on it. Or did it go in? No, okay. The player stopped for a moment there, but she lost the handle on it just as she was moving in, and then it went right to Pylon. Was able to recover, make the save, and then she pushes it forward. Gets the ball over to Kylie Wolf. Wolf coming over to the far side, spinning around, trying to avoid Nahirna, loses the handle, and Nahirna picks up the ground ball. That one wasn't caused, but ground ball nonetheless, recovery for Nahirna. Now Park moves into the attack zone. She has the ball knocked free. Good job from behind by Julia Fusi. And she hands it off over to Pylon. 9-3 the score with 5:16 remaining here in the third quarter. Illinois Tech on top as Pylon's pass makes its way. We got a whistle. I believe it's going to be Beloit ball. We'll wait and see. Yes, it will be. McNamee will take possession for the Buccaneers. McNamee against Ava Roll. McNamee going up along that near sideline. Oh, and then I'm going to say a trip. So a trip is the call. Green card for Ava Roll. It'll be a tripping call. And it'll be a player up scenario for Beloit. 4:32 to go here in the third quarter. Here in a windy but unseasonably warm Tuesday evening here on the south side of Chicago, and we'll take it for all the cold weather that our women's lacrosse team and many of the lacrosse teams this time of year deal with. Having temperatures in the high 70s, low 80s, and now McNamee appears to be shaken up. They're calling for the trainer, maybe? The official's going over to take a look at McNamee. Well, it's been changed to a yellow card. Went from green to yellow after checking on McNamee. I don't know if that's because they drew blood. I don't know if that's a rule. That's a hockey rule. They're talking it over with head coach Emily Wasoki, trying to explain why it went from a green to a yellow. Now we get a timeout Beloit. So Beloit will call a timeout here. We'll take it with them. 9-3 Illinois Tech on top, 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Beloit timeout. Timeout, Beloit. Back at Stewart Field, the Beloit timeout is over. It is a yellow card on Ava Roll, so 2 minutes. Player up scenario for Beloit at 4:32. Remaining here in the third quarter. Backup goalie Samantha Anderson has her helmet on and maybe seeing some time here in net. We'll see as we get into the fourth quarter. So it'll be Beloit possession. Now they're coming back over again. All right, so all that to determine if it was releasable or non-releasable. They said releasable. But it's still 2 minutes on the yellow for roll starting at 4:32. You got the clock? Yeah, right. There's that pass inside. That's Garcia. She'll take it behind the net. Shot goes wide. That'll be a Beloit turnover. It'll be Illinois Tech ball as Elise Weirshon will take it up along the far sideline. Weirshon splits a pair of defenders, looking for an outlet. Now she's going to work her way back. She needs some help here. Good job by Beloit. And it'll be Illinois Tech turnover. So good job defensively there by Johnson and Ludwig to force Weirshon into the turnover. Garcia behind the net. Zoe Seuss will work her way over to the other side. The pass up high to Ludwig. Drops it, picks it back up, fires a shot. That one goes wide through the crease. And it's going to be Beloit ball. No, it's Illinois Tech ball. As Gargiulo will take possession. Gargiulo looking for an outlet. She'll swing it up front, and she finds Eliza Barron. Barron over to Nahirna. Nahirna getting tracked from behind by Fusi. Has to look out. Ball knocked free. Nahirna can't come up with it, and then it's picked up by Willow Meshguri. Meshguri coming in for the shot. Meshguri fires and scores. So Meshguri causes the turnover, gets the ground ball, and gets the goal. And just like that, it's 9-4. Beloit now only trails by 5. Beloit College goal scored by number 5, Willow Meshguri, unassisted. So Beloit putting up a good defensive stand here, forcing the out of bounds on Elise Weirshon on the sequence before that, and then causing the turnover on Nahirna. And then Meshguri able to get a goal off that turnover. So it'll be Ava Roll will work her way to the circle against Fusi for the draw. It'll be Weirshon and Pettigrew on the edges of the circle, along with Meshguri and Dixon for Beloit, and it's Illinois Tech and Ava Roll will take the draw. Park gets it inside the attack zone. Now Pettigrew. Pettigrew has moved up front as they probably looking to get Pettigrew a goal here on senior day. Weirshon behind the net to Park. Here comes Pettigrew cutting in. As Park took off her safety glasses, pass into Pettigrew, missing connection, and then a shot and a save off the shot by that was Samano with the shot. So Nayeli Samano moving up on offense. And now Beloit looking for another opportunity. Here's Ludwig. Ludwig moving up. Ludwig forced wide and then hands it off over to Zoe Soust. And they're going to call that a hold on Illinois Tech. Niebler is not in agreement. And now the officials talking it over again. Minute 7 on the clock. It does result in Pettigrew getting a card. Or not getting a card. The officials need to make up their mind here. It's been a very frustrating day. Initial call was a hold on Niebler. Green card, hold on Niebler. With a minute 7 to go here in the third quarter, 9-4 as Beloit has scored 3 goals here in this second half. Now the official telling Niebler to shut it down. Player up time for 1 minute for Beloit. They look to get back within 4. Here's Garcia. Over to Mashguri. Now Quast. Quast pushes it inside. Picked up by Ludwig. That ball goes through the crease. And it's going to be Beloit ball. As Gargiulo makes her way back to the net. 27 seconds remaining. Pass up high. Quast will track it down for Beloit. 18 seconds remaining. I don't think they realize how much time is left. Shot and a save. So Mashguri with the save, and now she'll hold on, or Mashguri with the shot, and Gargiulo with the save, and she'll hold on. As time winds down here in the third quarter, Illinois Tech leading 9-4 as we get ready for fourth quarter play here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at Stewart Field, we get ready for fourth quarter play, and we have a new goalie for Illinois Tech as Samantha Anderson checks in here at the start of the fourth quarter. It's still Kim Pylon in net for the Buccaneers as she's the lone goalie on the roster for the Buccaneers. Although I'm sure they have an emergency goalie if need be. Should be Illinois Tech's ball as we start the fourth quarter with the Scarlet Hawks leading the Buccaneers 9-4. Only one goal in that third quarter for Illinois Tech. At the first career goal from Anastasia Nahirna. Successful clear for Illinois Tech. They're inside the attack zone. Martinez will take it behind the net. She'll slingshot it over to Weirshon. Now post. Akurtava to roll. Park on the near side. Park hands it off to Akurtava. She gets knocked down, and that'll be a, hey, look, another green card. Nope, waved it off. One official had his hand in his holster. He was going to pull that green card out. He was denied by his counterpart. Just a foul. Here's Roll getting through. Shot and a save made by Pylon. And she was able to seal off Roll there. And now Ellie Whiteco with the steal. And then immediately gets it over to Kelly Hitchcock. Hitchcock with a pair of goals on the day. She'll take it behind. Hitchcock trying to wrap around. She's forced out wide. Now she'll try and go the other side, does Hitchcock. Now looking for an outlet, nothing there. Good job defensively by the Buccaneers. And Kylie Wolf. And the Illinois Tech possession. Martinez over to Weirshon on the far side, over to Hitchcock. Roll behind the net. Hitchcock looks her way initially and then brings it out high. Finds Jenny Park. Park with the screen set by Akurtava, but it's immediately nullified there by Curry. And now a turnover by the Hawks as Beloit looks to get the ball upfield. And Ludwig, Natasha Ludwig. She hangs on along that near sideline. And then I think we're going to get a foul there. And we're going to get a card. It's a green card on Nayeli Samano on the cross check. Well, Samano heads off. If I could describe the moment of terror I just witnessed here in our broadcast platform, I could, but I won't. Thought we entered Monarch Legacy of Monsters here or something for a minute. There's Martinez to Hitchcock, who gets pushed back to Martinez on the far side. We're under 12 minutes to play. Martinez looking for an opening, but she's forced wide. And now Akurtava, Weirshon on the near side now to Park. Weirshon. She'll cut behind the net, looking for a cut. Gets it into post. Post brings it around. Shot save made by Pylon. As Ellie Post looking for her first hat trick. Almost had it there, but Pylon made the save. Now Park loses the handle, and that's picked up. Ooh, there's going to be some contact by Roll there. That'll be a cross check. It'll be Beloit ball either way. are getting a green card on Ava Roll for the cross-check. So Roll will head off. It'll be a player-up scenario for Beloit with 11:21 to go here in the fourth quarter. Illinois Tech holding on to a 9-4 lead. It was 8-1 at one time, but the Buccaneers 3 goals in that third quarter. Good quarter for Beloit. They closed their deficit to 5. Mashguri going in all the way. Feeds it inside to Johnson and scores! Johnson from Mashguri. And Beloit closes within 4. It's getting serious now. Beloit College goal scored by number 13, Cecilia Johnson. Assist number 5, Willow Mashguri. Well, it's a 9-5 score. As Anderson lets in her first tally. We got someone. We got fans coming behind the net there. They can't do that. They got to go back the other way. Here's the draw. It's won by Hitchcock. Tried to get it over to Barron. Barron picks it back up, loses it. And now a green card on Chrissy Niesel. Boy, that wasn't a whole lot of contact there, but they get the green card nonetheless. That was a soft green card. But goes Illinois Tech's favor, so Barron gets it to Hitchcock. Hitchcock pushes in, looks for Martinez, lofts it in, spin around, score! Martinez from Hitchcock, but then she got whacked, and she is in some severe pain after she turned around and scored. And the goal by Tony Martinez. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. Assist number 14, Kelly Hitchcock. Player up goal. So that was a player up goal for Illinois Tech on the goal by Martinez. Now it's a 10-5. Illinois Tech back up with a 5-goal lead. Hitchcock wins another draw control as Fusi chases after the Hawks graduate student. She'll slow it down in that near corner and finds Elise Weirshon. Now Ava Roll to Post. Post back to Akurtava. Akurtava. Now Barron. Eliza Barron. She'll peel it back up high. 52 seconds on the shot clock over to Post. Post down low to Martinez. Below the goal line. Martinez working her way back upfield. Now she'll swing it back below. Looking for a feed. Trades places with Hitchcock. Passes it inside. Tried to get it to Barron, and Barron was hacked. And a lot of aggressive sticks there as Barron got hacked. That'll be a yellow card on unnamed player. I think it's Fusi, so it's Julia Fusi with the yellow card. And that'll result in a free position attempt for Eliza Barron. Now they're talking it over if they're going to have a free position shot. So they still will have a free position shot attempt for Eliza Barron. So Barron held on that one for the last minute and then fired the shot, and Pylon able to make the save. We get another whistle. And it looks like Barron will do it again. You can tell her hand is hurting. No, it's not a free position shot. I don't know who has the ball. It's Martinez, finds Barron. Barron feeds it into Roll. Roll with a bounce shot, score! Ava Roll on the feed from Barron. Illinois Tech goal, scored by number 11, Ava Roll. Assist number 5, Eliza Barron. So Ava Roll gets the tally. As Eliza Barron gets over and gets checked out. She got hacked there. Now one of the officials, Anthony Walker, coming over to talk with head coach George Kunis, Beloit. Kelly Hitchcock in the circle, looking for another draw control against Fusi, and it goes to Martinez. So Martinez gets the draw control. The Hawks are on offense, leading 11-5 with just over 9 minutes remaining. Martinez working her way in. Feeds it back up high to Roll. Now Wearshawn. Wearshawn near side. Cuts inside, Wearshawn does, and now she'll work it back low. Finds Martinez. Martinez with Hitchcock with a modest pick. Up high to Roll. She can't corral it. And we get a whistle. Let's see what the call is on Roll. As they confer. And it's a yellow card. All right, so it's dangerous. Dangerous stick there by Ava Roll, so it'll be 2 minutes starting at 8:41 now. With Roll serving the yellow card. Right, now what? Full 90 on the clock. Fusi with the ball for Beloit as they look to get it clear, get it into the attack zone. Fusi eludes both Martinez and Hitchcock. Good job by 4 in blue. Gets the clear for the Buccaneers. I'm going to check their tally here. Yeah, this is the highest scoring game for the Buccaneers this season. 5 goals. That their previous high was 4 goals. In their game against Augustana back on March 11th, they lost 14-4. They got 5 goals on the day. That is their season high for the Buccaneers. as they work the ball around on offense. Over to Ludwig. Ludwig now is going to go below the goal line. Now she peels back up high. Ball knocked free. However, it is recovered by Aileen Garcia. Garcia checking in. Hands it off to Mena Garcia. Garcia flips it over to Zoe Soust. Pass in tight. That's picked off by Anderson. Anderson will loft it upfield, finds Eliza Barron. Barron will cut back to the inside, and she'll go through the circle as she's being tracked by Kylie Wolf. Barron inside the attack zone. Barron free. Bounce shot, score! Almost a coast-to-coast goal for Eliza Barron. As she gets the feed over from Samantha Anderson. No assist there, but Barron did all the heavy lifting and gets the goal. Illinois Tech goal, scored by number 5, Eliza Barron. What's up? Oh, of course. That was a player down goal. Player down goal. Did you get that, Gabby? Player down, okay. So Eliza Barron gets the tally. Good save there by Samantha Anderson, getting the loose ball, and then she finds Eliza Barron over on the far side, and Barron did the rest. She cut from the far sideline into the center, cuts through the circle, and then goes all the way through and gets the goal. So Barron with the tally. And the Hawks now lead 12-5. And now what? We're having another conference. Are they taking the goal away? I have no idea what's going on, but it's coming immediately after the goal, so it's either no goal well, we're having a draw, so it is a goal. I don't know what the conversation was about. As we go to the circle, Kelly Hitchcock wins the draw control and brings it into the attack zone. Hitchcock to Martinez. Now Wershawn darting in. Oh, she was free for a moment, but not enough as a good recovery there by Jane Price. Pass into Nahirna, lobs it in the net and scores! Anastasia Nahirna with her second goal. Illinois Tech goal, her second of the match, scored by number 7, Anastasia Nahirna. Assist number 22, Tony Martinez. So Anastasia Nahirna with a pair of goals here today. Her first 2 goals of her career. And the Hawks lead 13-5. Another draw control victory for Kelly Hitchcock as she'll take it over to the far side. So we're down to 6:15 remaining. Martinez and Hitchcock, and now Eliza Barron as the Hawks have regained control of the game. It got dicey there as the lead was cut to 4 here in the fourth quarter, but the Hawks have been able to answer with 4 unanswered goals, and they lead 13-5. Turnover, and now bringing the mail upfield is Janelle Quast. Quast over midfield. Passes it to Ludwig. Ludwig is able to control and gets the clear for Beloit. Natasha Ludwig, who already has a goal today. Ludwig trying to hold on to it. She's hassled from behind. We get a whistle. Reminder to fans, you cannot go behind the goal areas. Please refrain from going behind the goal areas. You must stay on the east sideline. Buccaneers goal scored by number 12, Natasha Ludwig, her second of the match, free position goal. So back to the circle we go. We're under 5 minutes to play, 4:57. It's 13-6, and again, Beloit continues to add to their season high total in goals scored with 6 now, breaking the previous season high watermark of 4 goals in their game against Augustana. Now they have 6 here against the Scarlet Hawks. Kelly Hitchcock, she'll take it down low, below the goal line. She's trying to circle around looking for a cut, nothing there. She'll hand it off to Ellie Post. Post with a pair of goals. Hitchcock with a pair of goals. Tony Martinez, I think, has 4. She looked to feed Post, but Post was not available. And now lofting it into Wershawn, bounce shot, and a save made by Pylon. Good pass by Martinez. Wershawn just wasn't able to get enough on it to get it past Kim Pylon. And now Beloit will look to push it upfield. It's Ludwig again. Ludwig across midfield. Ludwig into the attack zone. Sort of an area pass, trying to get it over to Aileen Garcia. Garcia and Samano battling. And Aileen Garcia able to elude Samano. Now Pettigrew. Samano recovers. Up to Ludwig, back up to Aileen Garcia. Up high they go to Willow Mashguri, and we get a whistle. And a flag comes out. And what do we have here? Free position attempt for Willow Mashguri. Unsuccessful on the attempt from Mashguri. It'll remain Beloit ball with under 3 minutes to play, 2:54 to go. 13-6 is the score in favor of Illinois Tech. Wraparound attempt, and they score! Mashguri gets it in the traditional way. That's her second goal of the match, and it's now 13-7. Buccaneer goal scored by number 5, Willow Mashguri, her second of the match, unassisted. Wind picking up. The sky's getting a little overcast here as there is some rain forecast to roll in as we get deeper into the evening here. Fusi and Hitchcock in the circle once more. They'll do it again. 13-7 is the score. Beloit with a season-high 7 goals as Hitchcock wins another draw control. And she'll bring it over the restraining line, and the Hawks will set up their offense. Here's Barron. Barron working hard to bring it behind the net. Circling, trying to feed it into Martinez. Martinez able to pick up the ball and then finds Akertava. Over to Pettigrew. To Post. Going to try and see if they can get Pettigrew free for a goal, but that pass way too high from Post. So that'll be a turnover. And a ground ball pickup by Ludwig, but then Ludwig might have turned it over. We'll see where this ball lands. And actually Ludwig gets her own turnover, so no turnover. And now the Beloit will maintain possession. Ludwig drops it back to Mashguri. Mashguri underneath the restraining line. Minute 35 to go. Beloit looking to add on, trying to get their 8th goal of this game. It gave Illinois Tech a good battle here. They closed within 4 at one point, 9-5, and now they trail by 6. Here is a shot. Oh, that hits the post on the shot from Ludwig. That hit the left post, but she gets her own rebound, feeds it up high to Johnson. Aislinn McManus was going for the loose ball, and now it's Izzy Niebler. Niebler with about a minute remaining. She'll cut to the inside, look for an outlet. She finds Akertava. Akertava over the midfield stripe. And now to Tony Martinez. 50 seconds remaining. Martinez feeding it inside to Hitchcock. The ball goes through over to Barron. Barron will keep it on the far side. Let's see if they get Pettigrew an opportunity. Here comes a cutting Wershawn. Shot, bounce, goes wide. Good recovery there from Hitchcock. Feeding it into Pettigrew in the shot and a save. Oh, that was Iona's best chance to get a senior day goal on the feed from Hitchcock. And now we get a whistle. Clock stops with 17.2 because we got to have another whistle. Now play resumes. It'll be Beloit ball. As Pylon will look to just push it upfield. 5 seconds remaining. Upfield to Fusi. And the clock will wind down. And that'll do it. Illinois Tech hangs on to win by the score of 13-7. Multiple player goals by Hitchcock, Post, and Martinez, along with Anastasia Nahirna. We'll wrap it up here. Your final score, Illinois Tech 13 and Beloit 7. Illinois Tech women's lacrosse will be next in action. They travel to Lawrence to take on Lawrence this Saturday. Game time is 1 p.m. Thanks for tuning in to the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Again, your final score, Illinois Tech 13 and Beloit 7. This has been Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse